Hi everybody, welcome back to the Matterhorn Business Development YouTube channel. My name is Neil Winteregg. I am your host here today. I am the Director of Training at Matterhorn Business Development, and I am joined with my star guest, Dr. Greg Winteregg, owner and CEO of Matterhorn Business Development, and also author, and that is what we are here to talk about today, is your new upcoming book, Fun at Work.
Woohoo.
For those of you who might be finding this, who have already read the book, or haven't quite read the book is going to be officially released in a couple of weeks' time. So you might be watching this just after the book was released. This channel is going to be where all the Fun at Work content is going to be kind of on YouTube.
Yep.
So for anybody who wants to follow Fun at Work, the book, just go ahead and subscribe and you'll be up to date. So today what we're here to do is we are here to meet Dr. Winteregg, the author of the book, and go over why he wrote the book, what he wants you to learn from the book, and some more tips to help you apply it. So first off, welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell everybody that's out there a little bit about who you are and how we came to be here?
I graduated from dental school in 1981, and sometimes I hesitate to say that when I'm talking about business because dentists are notoriously bad businessmen.
That's true.
So who wants to take business advice from a dentist? I wasn't a notoriously bad dentist. I was an averagely bad dental business owner.
Yes.
As an awesome dentist. I graduated in the top 5 of my class with the clinical part. But by 1992, I had all different kinds of specialty dental practice management consulting, people coming into my office, running staff meetings, me paying them by the day, by the month, by the percentage of growth, etc. And throughout the 80s, I had $60,000 worth of that from 6 different companies. And by the spring of 92, the practice was crashing. It was actually down to the point where I was considering laying off half the staff, closing a couple of days, and having to go work for somebody else.
Wow.
And it had nothing to do with my dentistry because I kept expanding my skills as a dentist, but business-wise, there was a recession. In 1992, Bill Clinton had just taken over from George Bush I. I was practicing in a small town of 10,000. We were in a little strip mall that had a grocery store. Well, the grocery store sold, and the new company moved it across the road. So now there's my dental office and 100,000 square feet empty. We can't forget the laundromat.
Yes,
It was at
the
other end.
laundromat.
Yes.
Which also, as I know from having heard this story once or
It
twice,
doubled as
the Greyhound bus stop.
Yes. I became a client in a management company, and the hook there was nobody was ever going to come to my office and tell me what to do. They were going to teach me how to promote, they were going to teach me how to sell, they were going to teach me how to organize, teach me how to hire, teach me how to manage by statistics. And so I did a whole bunch of courses and a whole bunch of seminars, and I learned business basics.
So question.
Yes.
When you first heard that, so you had spent $60,000 on management consultants to come to your office and tell you what to do.
Yep.
And all it took was the grocery store moving across the street for everything to come out from underneath you.
Yes.
When you heard that there was a company that wasn't gonna come out and see you, but they were gonna teach you how to do it, were you terrified? Or did you think, were you like ready for a change?
I was ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was ready. I was up to here with people telling me what to do. And the only reason I signed up for the first course, it was called the New Patient Course, it was $495 with a money-back guarantee.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so they're willing
So
to
no matter
back it
what,
up.
Yeah.
They're willing to back it up. I'm not happy. Then
I'll leave at noon.
I'll leave.
Yeah.
You say leave at noon. By noon, I was hooked.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's actually the first chapter in the book called Business Basics. And I learned the basics of business. You have to promote, you have to sell, you have to deliver the product or service, and then management kind of holds the whole operation together and makes sure the promotion is going, sales are happening, and delivery is occurring. And so I just learned those basics, and I really started with sales. And you know, you hate to think that you have to sell healthcare, but do you want needles and drills in your mouth?
No.
No.
I mean, what don't you have to sell though? That's the problem, is everybody thinks, you know, we've talked about this, selling and marketing are the same thing. We're just trying to handle our sales problems by marketing.
Right. So
you had to learn how to sell dentistry.
Right, and I didn't want to sell. I didn't want to be the used car salesman. Hey, here we go. We got this deal today, you know, buy 2 crowns, get 1 free. But what I learned and was readily adapted is forget about the money. Just forget about the money and focus on the patient. Forget about the insurance, because and here's the bottom line, and I'd always already knew this, is that people with teeth live longer than people without teeth, because digestion starts in the mouth. And so that's why I liked restoring teeth better than I liked removing teeth. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to adopt a viewpoint that I'm not going to pull teeth anymore, and I'm just going to fix teeth. And so I just sat down with people and said, you know, if you were my brother, I'd fix this because you're going to live longer. And they go, really? Just one tooth? And I'd start. And so all of a sudden, more and more people forgot about the insurance once I forgot about the insurance, once I took all my attention off the money. And it was incredible. I went from $30,000 in revenue. Now, in 11 years, my best month ever was $44,000.
Right.
And I was doing 30 with operating expenses of 35.
Oh, okay.
Credit cards maxed out, line of credit maxed out, and I went from 30,000 to 54,000 in 90 days. Just like somebody opened the spigot when I just sat down and I cared about the patient and just said, look, you need to do this if you want to live longer. And they're like, oh, well, nobody ever told me that before. Well, and that's because in our profession, as I think most every profession, I mean, sales reps get focused on the money rather than the customer and the product.
Right.
So then it exploded. I mean, I went from 5 or 10 new patients a month to 50.
Yeah.
In the same dead strip mall in the same small farm town. I had to get an associate within 5 months, train an office manager, and basically by April of '93, I was semi-retired at age 38. I was working about 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
I was making
I
more
always
profit.
tell everybody that obviously I was like 6 and 7 during this time period. All I knew was that you went to Chicago to do something.
Right.
But then you started showing up to all my baseball games and we started going on vacation. That was all I know.
There was a change.
There was a change. He
There
came
was a
to every
change.
baseball game, and we stared going to the Big Red Boat and Disneyland and all these other places. That was my idea of business at the time.
Right. So there was definitely that change. And so then I was kind of bored, only working 20 hours a week, so I started looking around the county for
My baseball games weren't that exciting, let's be honest.
Not that exciting.
Yep.
So I was looking for another location, and before I made any moves, then the partners at the management company offered me a partnership. So I sold the house, sold the practice, we moved to Chicago, and now have built arguably the largest dental practice management company in North America. So I think that would translate into the world. We now have clients in 48 states, 5 provinces in Canada. The seminar that I did last week, somebody flew in from Madrid, Spain. We have an
That's
office.
the smartest dentist in all of
Spain.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, he did,
Europe.
he did one seminar and doubled.
Yep.
From 50,000 euro to 100,000 euro in 1 month. We trained staff at a practice in Russia and a practice in China.
Yep.
So people are really thirsty for general business knowledge.
Because that's all it is for dentistry, is
Yeah.
everybody thinks, when you're working with a dentist, you're working with dentists. We don't do anything clinically. Everything that we do applies to any business.
Exactly.
Which is the point of Matterhorn Business Development, which is to help general businesses.
Yeah, I ran into, we had one of our clients whose husband was an optometrist, and his associate, the optometry associate, was at the seminar last week, and she now has her own place. And she's gone from, now this is an optometry office in Manhattan, where, they sell glasses everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can buy glasses online now. So her practice has gone from 100,000 a month to 350,000 a month.
Right.
One location, Manhattan, doing awesome, killing it. Still very young in her career. So it's just, it really is just business basics.
Correct.
And my view on this is that if you know the business basics of your industry, you have no competition, because everybody in your industry is trying to compete on that.
The product.
So we have the Yeti mug. Okay, now everybody's trying to make a better Yeti. All right, and they make it look similar and all this and that. But I mean, Yeti has a good product, but also they market it, they know how to sell it, they are organized, they make a profit. I mean, so in any industry, if you know how to promote, you know how to sell, and you know how to organize and manage, then you don't have any competition in your industry because everybody else is trying to compete on building a better mousetrap. Like this whole thing of build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. I don't know who ever said that. I'm actually not sure if that ever worked. But it's not going to work today.
Sure.
Because everybody's competing to build a better mousetrap. When in your industry, if you can promote, you can sell, and you can organize and manage better, then you're just gonna kill it.
Yeah.
So then, kind of at this point in my life, I'm 63, and kind of what happened in my dental practice has repeated itself, where I kind of worked myself out of a job and was only needed 20 hours a week. Well, at the management company now, I've kind of worked myself out of a job. I'm really only needed 3 or 4 days a month. I still shoot video for the online training platform. I'm getting ready to write a book for dentists on selling, write articles for our magazines and promotional materials. But so I really love helping business owners do better. And so this is where Matterhorn Business Development came from. And so now we are taking the same concepts, because Neil's like our killer salesman at the management company, yet nobody can match his sales. And so he's there part-time, I'm there part-time, we're doing this, that's right, we're doing this part-time to spread the word about just business basics and how to do it right, because there's a right way to do something and a wrong way to do something.
Correct.
And really, there are a few ways to do something right and an infinite number of ways to do something wrong.
For sure.
And so we are all about teaching people how to do something right, and not like being robots. Like, you know, if you don't buy a Yeti mug and drink it every morning at 8:32, you're a loser and you're going to fail.
Right.
Right. So it's not like that. It's
Be able to think for yourself.
Yeah, think for yourself. Here's a framework of how to be successful. Don't step outside this framework.
So the book is called Fun at Work.
Yeah.
What made you want to write the book, first off? And how'd you come up with the title? What made you want to call it that?
Yeah, so it's really cool how this evolved, because I like reading books, and just different books that I was reading, I'm like, this guy, I agree with this little piece, this guy, I agree with this little piece.
I like this chapter
I like this chapter, I like that concept.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I've already done that, I've applied this, and so while I was kind of reading these other books, and now I have a little bit more time rather than, 9 to 5, I started to reflect back on, my last 35 years in business. I started to kind of like put it all together for myself, which I really hadn't done before. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny how I was thinking, I need to write a book. I started to make a few notes. And one night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, oh, I know what the first chapter is going to be. And so I just went into my office to make a few notes so I didn't forget about it so I could go back to sleep. And I just started writing, and I went from like 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm kind of tired. I should probably go back to bed. So I went back to bed from like 8 to noon, grabbed something to eat, and the next chapter. And so for 2 weeks, it was really kind of interesting, because I didn't have anything else in my schedule. I didn't have to travel. I didn't sleep for more than 4 hours at a time. And people talk about writer's block. I never had writer's block.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit of an autobiography of how I figured out this piece, and how I figured out that piece, and how I figured out this piece, and then this is how all the pieces came together. And these are some of the rules of operation for me. Because I just decided, I don't know when it was. It's like, you know what? If it's not fun, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm just not doing it.
So when you decided to write the book, it just sort of started, and then it just kept rolling.
It just kept rolling for about 2 weeks. And I showed what I had to a friend who also owns his own business, and he suggested that I make it more of a workbook kind of a format.
Okay.
And he's been very successful in business. He goes, oh, it'd be really good to have this kind of an exercise at the end of this chapter. And then why don't you think about this? I'm like, oh, what a great idea. So the way the book has now evolved is really into something that I love, which is teaching people how to do it on their own. Somebody came to me and they helped me learn. Never came to my office, never told me what to do. And I figured it out and did it my way. But I had the basics. So what I enjoy is that exact process, right? Teach somebody the basics and then send them off to go figure it out for themselves.
Right, because different people are going to take the same information and apply it differently. You can't try and pin everybody into the same exact.
You got it. It has to match their personality. It has
Right.
to match their industry, their product or service.
Right.
And I don't know them that well. I don't know their industry that well. But I can definitely teach them the basics and then say, go figure it out.
Right.
So
this book, if I'm hearing correctly,
Yeah.
for those at home, I read the first chapter, and then there's like questions.
yeah,
There's
so
like
with,
a practical exercise.
Exactly.
Where do I get is it in the book, or do I the practical exercise?
good question. So I thought the book would be way too cumbersome to stick all the exercises in, and it
Right.
would end up being this massive volume. In the book, there's a link, funatworkthebook.com.
Okay.
And you download a PDF file. And here's all the exercises for the entire book.
Okay.
And so the purpose of the book then is to,
Do people have to pay extra for the exercises?
no, that's a free
Okay, so it's just part of the book.
part of the book, free
they want
PDF
to do
download.
it,
You want
they
to do
can
it,
go
you want to do
download
it,
it.
great.
Okay.
Great. And then, they can pay if they want Matterhorn to jump in and help do a quality control check on the exercises. They can work with me personally. That'll cost a bit more.
Yeah.
But
By the way, viewers, I actually legitimately don't know the answers to these questions I'm asking him about the book because I wasn't there at 4 a.m. when he was writing it all. So I'm asking genuine questions about this. Just so you guys know, this isn't staged.
and you really are doing a good job of pretending that you care.
Are we almost done? I mean, I got my own videos to shoot today. Okay, so they read the book, they go online to funatworkthebook.com. There'll be a place on there to download the PDFs,
Yep.
and then they'll actually do the exercises
Yep.
for each chapter.
And here's my intention. By the time someone is done with this book, they're going to be zeroed in on why they're doing what they're doing. They're going to be zeroed in on doing what they like doing
Yes.
and doing it for fun, because I really think you should have fun at work.
Right.
They're going to have developed a strategic game plan of how they're going to expand their company, and then tasks, tactical action steps. Boom, 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 boom. So we're going to storm the beach. And you say that we're going to storm the beach.
But how do we get there?
How do we get there? How many boats do we need? How much ammunition do we need? Oh,
Right.
we need. So that's the perfect example. So
Right.
by the time they're done, they're going to be able to go from like, this is the purpose of my company. This is what I enjoy doing. This is the company culture
Yep.
that I want to create.
Yep.
I'm going to surround myself with people who believe in what I believe. And then this is our plan. And these are the results we're going to get. And these are the happy customers. And oh, by the way, we're going to make a bunch of money. So it's definitely a step-by-step
And for
process.
people who have read the book, there's going to be ways for them to interact with you, correct?
For sure.
Obviously, we're going to have stuff on the YouTube channel here, but then
Yep.
there's other things in the works?
Yeah, so once you buy the book, then you become a member of Greg's Business Game Changers Facebook group.
Okay.
And I'm going live every week.
Okay.
And it's interactive, questions, etc. for
Okay.
everybody who's there. And they do get the free PDF download, but then there's also a video course. Hasn't been shot yet, but we're working on that. That'll be released soon. And so there's going to be all different kinds of ways for somebody to just dive right into this and really embrace it.
And the point of the Business Game Changers group is for everybody to be able to come together, stay in connection with you, and really work together as a group. I mean, that's the intention
Yeah,
of
it's
this,
a
is
bit
to have
cliche.
people.
It's a bit cliche to say we're going to have a mastermind group or a roundtable
Right.
discussion, but truthfully, business owners have the same problems. How do you hire good staff? How do you train them? How do you get them to stay? How do you make a profit? How do you promote your product? How do you sell it? I mean, it's all the same
Right.
conceptually. So I want this to be a really tight network of people who are actually trying to help each other.
Right.
And
And it's only for people who have actually read the book.
well, they have to have purchased
They
the
have
book.
to have bought the book.
Yeah, they have to
be a
purchase
part
the
of it.
book, and then they can get into the group.
Right.
So the culture that I'm intending on establishing around the book
Yeah.
is really a group of business owners that really love what they do and want to have fun at it, and they want everybody in their company to have fun at it.
Right.
So it really is establishing a company culture of enjoying the product, enjoying the service, enjoying the customers. And by the way, there's a chapter in there on troublemakers. And you have to keep troublemaking staff, and you have to keep troublemaking customers out of the company.
Yeah.
It ruins it.
brings everything down.
It doesn't matter. They can give you $1 billion and you go chasing after that and you're just pretty soon not going to have fun.
Yeah.
And so a Lamborghini doesn't make you feel that good if you hate going to work. The intention of the book is to teach business basics to business owners, and let's really focus on the reason for being open.
So would the book be good for people who are already doing good at work? Would it be good for people that used to have fun at work and now don't have fun at work? I mean, are these the types of things that you want to go for? It's for anybody who wants to get up to another level.
Well, yeah, and it's, for me, the book is for owners, CEOs, managers, executives, or people who want to be owners, CEOs, managers, or executives. It is all about the vision of the company.
Yeah.
And it's not how to make a better widget. If we need to make a better widget, then what's the purpose of the widget? How are we going to expand the company, making more widgets? I'm going to put somebody in charge of the widget crew and let them go have fun making more widgets. It's more of a company culture kind of a thing. But it really is about shifting the profile of the viewpoint, or it's about shifting the viewpoint of work.
Yeah.
Work, most people say, oh, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I just haven't had that viewpoint in 35 years.
I was at the coffee shop this morning on the way over here, and here it is. It's Tuesday morning that we're filming this, and a lady comes up and is talking to somebody that I'm talking to, and it's like, oh, it's Tuesday, but it feels like Monday. When's Friday coming? And I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's sad.
That sounds great.
That's sad.
I can't wait to work for you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have you as my boss. I can't wait to have you as my customer.
Right.
I mean, that sucks.
It does suck. And it shouldn't be that way.
And we've never been that way.
No, we really haven't, because we just do
work. I work whenever I want to work,
Right, and we do what we like to do.
Yeah.
But if you would sit down with that person, if that person who hates their job buys this book, my intention would be that they go through the exercise, because there's an exercise in there. What do you like to do? What do you do for fun? What would you do if you didn't get paid for it? Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. Okay, so then this person definitely has something that she likes to do.
Right.
Let's say, I don't know, she likes grocery shopping. I just love going to the grocery store. All right? Well, guess what? We're in Florida, and there's a lot of people who can't go to the grocery store.
Right.
It's just a pain for them to get out of the house with their walker or their... So she could start, if she loves going to the grocery store, she could start an entire business of helping elderly people in Florida and do their grocery shopping for them. And that could be a whole company, and she could have just herself. She can run it off her kitchen table, or she can expand it and she can have dozens of people going to grocery stores, and she could probably get discounts at Publix and just scale the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And she would wake up every morning and say, whoa, I'm looking forward to going to work. What is today?
Look at all these people I'm helping.
Look at all these people I'm helping. What is today? Wow. Today's Sunday, but I don't care. I'm going to go to the grocery store because
Mrs. Jones needs something.
She needs something, and by golly, she's making her cookies for her grandkids today, and I'm going to get her. You know what I'm saying? So that gives you purpose, and that gives you life. And so I would love to take somebody like that and just sit down and run them through the book, run them through the exercises, and show them how they can just have their own gig and make a great life and have fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way. I think that's sad.
No, it is. Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
Yeah.
Some people don't mind. Some people want it that way.
Yeah.
But the majority don't.
Yeah.
Obviously, most people want to work and have fun.
And I've talked to several people. They're like, oh, yeah, I can't stand my job. But 15 years and I'm fully vested in that pension. And by
I only
golly,
got 5 years left.
by golly, that day, then I'm going to travel,
And they never do.
And then, they have a heart attack because they hate their job.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just
It's not worth it.
It's silly. It's silly. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I want this book to be a resource. When you say, who's the book for? It really is for anybody. But I want somebody who's starting their own business, like the lady who you saw in the coffee shop, who's just I just need to work for myself. It's for the CEO that runs, $1 billion company. Things can, in large companies, things get out of control so fast down the food chain.
Yeah,
You know,
it's all up onto the managers to be able to handle it all.
Right, but then the CEO thinks one thing is happening, but 2 or 3 levels lower, something else is.
Huge disconnect.
Yeah, huge disconnect. So I actually envision this being a book that, I sell 100 or 200 copies to the same company.
And everybody does
And
all the
everybody reads it
exercises.
now. Everybody's on the same page, and then they get
Yeah.
together and they do the exercises in their large groups or small groups. And so that's where it can really change the culture of an organization.
So down from an individual business owner up to a
All the
large
way-
corporation.
Yep.
The exercises and everything will
All
be
applies.
applicable to everybody.
All applies.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
all the way along.
And so right now the book is in pre-order. It
Yes.
officially releases on which date?
Well, we're shooting for March the 5th.
Okay.
We've had a few production issues. We're not sure. It's going to be sometime in March.
Okay.
The target date right now is March 5. You can get a pre-order copy at funatworkthebook.com. And after you get the book, then it's going to launch. Get the free PDF download.
Okay.
If you're watching this after the launch, give us a review. We need reviews. And definitely
Download the PDFs for the
Yeah, download
exercises.
PDFs for the exercises.
Join Greg's Business Game Changers Facebook group.
Yep.
And be in touch with us through there.
Yeah.
The book will be available on Kindle format as well as, is there going to be hard
paperback,
copies?
paperback copy, and the paperback is beautiful.
And you've shot the audiobook already,
yep,
right?
Yep, the audiobook is under production right now. But I just want to give a plug for the paperback. It's beautiful. The illustrations are in color. It's definitely a very aesthetic product. And because it's like, okay, I could have saved $2 a book by not doing color, but it's just.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
I just thought it was more fun. and some folks, I'm 63, and some folks will say, well, when are you going to retire?
He has more energy than I do. I don't get up at 4 a.m. and write stuff down. I'm like, I'll worry about it in the morning. I go back to sleep.
But people say, when are you going to retire? I'm like,
Why?
I don't work now.
Yeah.
I have more fun doing this than golfing or fishing or whatever, and I still take my time off. Every now and then you and I go to the track and we drive our cars fast and we have fun doing like that, and we hang out with the family and go on vacations, but it's like every morning I get up. I got up this morning and I'm just like, whoa, we're gonna shoot some video and I'm gonna meet with some friends. I'm gonna go talk to the printer, and they got another interview tonight. It was like, wow, I'm gonna be going till like 9 o'clock. Last night I was going till midnight. It was like,
Yeah.
I just love my life, and I think everybody else can create this kind of a life. And that's the framework that I give in the book.
Okay.
So take control, get your freedom, have the finances that you want.
Go online, buy your copy of the book, and then join all the groups. Stay connected to us, subscribe to the channel, be in touch. We'll see you next time.